We need to all remember we're all Americans. We owe those who've saved us as a country, kept our freedom when we were about to lose it, fought for us, risked their lives, and died for us. We owe them at times like this to elevate them to the appropriate place in history, and that's what I'm trying to do with John McCain today. I want to elevate John. John was better than me, and I know it. John was the best of my generation. John McCain was and is a great human being. I don't know what's going to be said in the next few days about John McCain, by whomever it's going to be said. I don't know what's going to be done. But anybody who, in any way, tarnishes the reputation of John McCain deserves a whipping. Because most of the ones who would do the wrong thing about John McCain didn't have the guts to do the right thing when it was their turn. We need to remember that. So I would say to the president or anybody in the world, it's time to pause and say, this was a great man. He gave everything for us. We owe him nothing less than the respect that he earned. And that's what I intend to give John. In return for what he gave me. John took me to Kosovo 20 years ago when Clinton said we're going to send some people over to verify the crime sites, the ethnic cleansing. Went to Pristina with John. Went to Montenegro. Went to the World Security Conference in Munich a few years after that. Got to sit with Vladimir Putin at that. Saw John McCain talk to Vladimir Putin like they were next-door neighbors, but also like they were Dutch uncles. I was so proud to be in a country that had a guy like John McCain who could break the ice with the toughest of our adversaries and speak up with pride for America and call them down when they need to be called down. Yeah, John and I had some problems too. Mitch McConnell did me the worst favor of my lifetime when he made me the chairman of the Ethics Committee. That's a hard job. And nobody likes the person who's chairman of the Ethics Committee because they're scared of you. But I got the Ethics Committee job at a time when John McCain was put on the special committee for the Ethics Committee to decide what to do on using airplanes during campaign events as candidates or for our PACs. John had access to a plane which gave him an exemption from the rules that we passed. Made it tough as heck because he didn't have to worry about the cause and effect. But John took a second to understand the problems a normal legislator who might not have had access to a private plane would have. And in the end, John took his circumstances and his abilities to have a private plane and applied it to the changes that we made to see to it everybody's being treated fair. John didn't just expect things to be good for John. He expected them to be good for everybody. And he always did that, and I always learned a lot from him. The other thing I learned was how to cuss. Now, let me tell you, John McCain could do a lot of things, but cuss is one of the best things he ever did. He was a consummate cusser. And he knew how to do it to have emphasis added. That's what the papers always say when they put the pound marks and things like that after some statement Jim Inhofe makes or I make. But John, he and I were working on a deal. I am chairman of the Veterans Committee. He was chairman of the Armed Services Committee. We had a huge veterans bill we had to come together and meeting the minds on in terms of health care. John was late to the meeting. He came in the meeting, pulled the door behind him, slammed it, and for 10 minutes laid the best cussing on me and everybody else in the room I ever heard. He said, now I haven't got time to put up with this anymore. Y'all just listen to what I got to say and tell me what you're going to do. That's a tough way to do business. But John sometimes knew to get us all to think, get us all to talk, that if he intimidated you enough so you'd fight for what you believed in, you'd get a better piece of legislation than if he just let you pass or if he intimidated you to death. John knew exactly what he had the capability of doing, and he knew exactly when to apply the intimidation and the thanks and the grace. And he did it at the right time every single time. Did we agree all the time? No. But I know I'm a better person, my country's a better country, and the world's a better place because of John McCain. In the next 3 or 4 days as we go through and we run into kids that we know or relatives or my own children that I'll be with this coming Sunday in the mountains, we're going to have a little meeting about John McCain, just to make sure they know, I know that they know what I know about a great American hero. Because I want them, when they have kids in their 40s, like my kids are in their 40s today, they'll remember on Veterans Day, on Memorial Day, on all other days, the John McCains of the world and those that will come after John, who put their life and their future and their fortune on the line for the greatest country in the world, the United States of America.